Definitely she does. That will be the big deduction, though. It will be about a 2.5 cents deduction on that.
But better than a fall.
Of course, better than a fall.
A fall is what, 5/10?
5/10.
And that could make a difference.
Yes.
At the end of any meet.
See, I think she's preparing for a dismount, which is very difficult here. No one really does. Oh, actually, interesting choice. She watered down her dismount. She just does a round-off double tuck, and she just did a round-off double full tonight.
Safety reasons?
Safety reasons, consistency issues, I'm sure. That's that amazing fight we saw.
You see it in the score, a 9.675 for Katie Heenan. And here's a look at your scores, 147.7 to Utah's 147.6. We now head to the floor exercise where we will find Sam Sheehan, another Georgia freshman. And as we talked about coming into this meet, Georgia's freshmen have performed 51% of the routines for Susan Yakulin this year. A young team, as we have stressed, much of the 2005 season.
And this is Sam's chance to really shine here. She hasn't competed much yet, and this is her debut. First pass was, she had a couple little stumbles on that. It was nice height though.
Probably a little nervous.
Yeah,
I would be anyway. I could barely do a cartwheel.
Some of the Georgia fans may recognize this routine. It actually was Kim Arnold's routine, part of Kim Arnold's routine. So good choice for her, I think, and hopefully some alumni recognize it and can play along to it.
Sam is from Cincinnati, Ohio, and she trained for 9 years at the Cincinnati Gymnastics Academy under Mary Lee Tracy, and a 3-year member of the U.S. national team.
Actually one of my old teammates.
Back in Cincinnati?
Yep, back at Cincinnati. Great teammate, hard worker, very dedicated.
You're kind of an
girl.
Ohio girl.
Somewhat.
You've been everywhere, I think.
That's her last pass, very hard last pass, double back. Good for her. Good to get out there, get that experience.
Another look here. A score of 9.85 for Samantha Sheehan.
This is the last pass, double tuck. It was perfect.
A good start for Sam Sheehan. Way to go. When we come back, Kelsey Erickson takes her turn on the floor. Georgia is looking for a big win tonight against Utah. Welcome back, everybody. We find Kelsey Erickson beginning her floor routine for Georgia.
See if Kelsey can hit this first pass. It's a double pike. Fairly large step on that. It might be a slight deduction. Beautiful jumps here. She's such good toe point, flexibility, amplitude. Just a beautiful gymnast all around.
A sophomore, and once again, she's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Another one of my teammates.
How impressed have you been with how she has grown, since back to those days when you remember her?
She's come a long way. She's when she came in her recruiting trip, she definitely was a new person. It was good to connect with her again because I hadn't seen her in a couple years. And she's a phenomenal gymnast, just amazing.
Kelsey was Georgia's 6th SEC Freshman of the Year in 2004. So her career began with a bang.
Yes, it did.
She was also All-SEC and a second-team All-American last season.
See if she can hit this last pass. So round up double back, same as we saw from Sam. Another kind of large step for her. Not much deduction though. The judges should give that a fairly nice score.
A 9.925. Her best score ever on floor was a 9.95, and that was 4 times in her career. So getting closer and closer to that 10.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll see that sometime this season. Nicole Ford on the balance beam.
Nicole looks very aggressive.
Again, a sophomore from New York.
See if she can get this flight series. Flip-flop, layout, layout. very difficult. Actually, it's the first one we've seen so far in the whole competition tonight. It's pretty risky to do 3 elements like that in a row.
A lot of great beam routines.
Yeah, I really like their choreography a lot. I think Megan Marston, who's their beam coach, works with them very hard. Nice.
Last season, she finished 12th on the balance beam at the NCAA event finals.
She looks very confident. She's exact in her positions and her movements. See if she can just get this dismount.
Her career best is a 9.925 on this event.
Wow, that was a nice start for Utah. Just what they need. They need to get that lead back.
And she finds the same score again, a 9.925. This might get interesting if these scores continue on the balance beam.
Yeah, it definitely could.
Georgia must remain solid. We find the senior, Michelle Emmons.
Michelle has a very hard first pass. Takes so much power to do this. Double layout. Wow, that was one of the best ones I've seen her do, actually. She definitely wants to win here tonight, especially as a senior. She's sick of losing. She's ready for a win.
She tied for 6th on the floor at the SEC Championships with a 9.925 last season and had a 9.85 on the floor at the NCAA team final, so this is a big event for Michelle.
Second pass is her front pass. Right on. I love how the crowd gets so involved in the Georgia team. It's one of the reasons why I love competing on floor. It's like everyone learns their routine, they know it, they can expect you to see every night.
And a lot of credit when we talk about the crowd has to go to Suzanne Yocklin. She really, over her 22 years here, has done an outstanding job of making gymnastics a focal point for this university. You don't see that everywhere.
No, you definitely don't, and that was one of the reasons why I came here and why many other gymnasts come.
I mean, if you look around the SEC, I mean, the amount of fans that come to Stegman, it really is staggering compared to other teams.
Yes, and Michelle did a great job, 9.925. She's actually ranked 4th in the country on floor.
And that's what Suzanne wants to see from her senior, a nice, big, solid score. Annabeth Eberly trying to do the same for Utah on the balance beam.
It was a very risky mount. So easy to fall at the beginning of the routine on a hard skill like that, but she was right on. She nailed that. Send up for her flight series. Flip-flop, layout, right on. So impressed, they look so confident already.
Annabeth has 7 of Utah's all-time top 10 all-around scores, 5 career 10s, 3 on the vault, 2 on the floor, so none on the beam.
I'm sure she would like one here, though.
I'm sure her coach would, too.
And tonight would be a great night for it.
You don't see 10s very often, do you, in collegiate gymnastics on the balance beam?
Not very often. I've seen about maybe 2 since I've been competing, and that was Corey Frissinger is the one that I remember.
How close did you come? I know beam was one of your best events as a gymnast.
I got the 9.95s, mostly.
Those are still pretty good, Sierra.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back. I wouldn't feel too bad.
1.5. Wow. They look right on tonight. It's just what they need to do.
Big score for Annabeth, a 9.95.
1.5. You can see it's perfect. She knows exactly where she is.
Over to the floor now. Here's Katie Heaton, the freshman. Let's sit back and watch this routine.
we're going to see the replay of all her passes right now. She's going to do her first pass. This is the front double full to a punch front. Very difficult. No one in the country does that right now. Let's see, this is her second pass. Very difficult to do as a second pass. Most people do this as their first pass. Perfect landing. So strong.
Another big score. I mean, this could get interesting. This matches the balance beam score we just saw, a 9.95 for the freshman. A good night for her. Back over to the balance beam, we find Ashley Postel.
You can expect a great routine from her tonight. She has such experience on the balance beam. She's an international competitor, competed all over the country, world competitions. Front flip, nice job.
Last week, Ashley won the all-around, vault and beam, but it wasn't quite enough for the Utes. Again, they lost barely, and just barely, to Nebraska last week.
That was such a difficult element that we just saw. That was a full twisting back handspring swing down. Very rare in college gymnastics.
Postel had a 9.95 on the beam last week against Nebraska. And Greg Marston said his team just seemed a little flat last week. The scores weren't overly bad. Actually, they were very good, but he said they just couldn't quite get it all together.
Sometimes that just happens. It's hard to be up all the time. And being number one, you do have a lot of pressure on you.
They lost by 5/100ths of a point.
Ooh, that's a close one. So they're used to this. They know what they need to do to win tonight, I'm sure. And they're doing a great job. They're making the dogs run for their money tonight. This is her dismount. It's beautiful. It's technically perfect.
Look at that score. Another high score, 9.95. We have one more chance to see a 10 tonight, and that's Ashley Coupette's on the floor for Georgia. We'll see what she can do when we come back. We are back at Stegman Coliseum for the final competitor of the evening, Ashley Coupette, the sophomore, on the floor exercise.
See if Ashley can finish strong for them. First pass is a round of flip double pack. She gets so high. Look at that. Wow, beautiful.
Georgia is ranked 5th nationally on this event.
Just the jumps, required elements on floor. She really gets into this part. So second pass. So front pass. Nice job. Good finish, good smile. She knows if she just hits this routine that Georgia has won the meet tonight, so she's really going to try to put everything she has into this.
She seems to be such a leader.
Yes, she is, and she's only a sophomore. They're really such a young team that the sophomores are the leaders.
Good news for Suzanne Yocklin.
See if she can get this last pass. Having fun in this routine, the crowd plays along. So round of flip double back. And, oh, okay, her chest was down on that landing, forcing her to take a hop forward. That should be a little deduction. I'm not sure how much the judges will take on that. I think we're going to see it here. Wow, that's a very high score, 9.925 for this deduction.
Does that surprise you?
It does surprise me a little bit, but the rest of the team was flawless.
Well, Georgia will take it. What a big score, 197.275. The Gym Dogs finally get the victory.
Definitely a close competition tonight. So exciting for the UGA team.
Only good news out of Stegman Coliseum tonight. Georgia walks away with a huge win over Utah, a team that was #1 in the nation just a week ago. We really saw some big changes for the Gym Dogs.
Well, we definitely saw a whole new team here tonight. Coach Yocklin said earlier that all this team needed was to just have one win under their belt to boost their confidence, and they definitely did that.
Actually, the Gym Dogs turned in their highest score of the season despite 2 falls.
Yes, they did. They actually had 2 falls tonight. They had one on the balance beam and the uneven bars for their start girls. And it shows a lot that they can pull back out of that and be consistent and come out with a win tonight.
And I know everyone knows you were a Gym Dog, and we saw a victory lap, something we don't see very often, pretty significant.
Yeah, it shows how happy these girls are after 4 losses. They're definitely right on track.
And hopefully the Gym-Dolls can keep it going. That's all for us here tonight at Stegman Coliseum. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time here on CSS.